Hey, welcome to Backwoods Gourmet. Today we got another catch, clean, and cook, so y'all stay tuned. So guys, sorry for all this airboat noise from the tourist airboats, which I hate. They're so loud, disturbing. It's about noontime now on Saturday. We've been out here since, I don't know, damn crack of daylight. And just caught our first keeper crappie, or as we call them here in Florida, speckled perch. So we're trying to do this catch, clean, and cook for you guys. Caught one little bass earlier. Started setting up this little drift here. This is the first pass through. I just caught two, one released and one just borderline keeper size. But since we're trying to do this video, we got to cook something up for you. This lake is known for 2-pound slabs plus, but it comes and goes. We just had the hurricane. The water is really tannic right now from all the runoff and all the leaves that got blown into the water. So, I mean, the fish are in kind of a funk. So, there we go. We got another one right here. Got another one right there on the minnow. That was a drop shot. Another baby one. Yeah, kind of a babe. We'll go ahead and keep him anyway, just so that we can have something to do this cook with. He'll be tasty. Let's get on the boat. Let's go catch a fish. All right, you did your thing. Okay, just a little warning for you sensitive folks. If you don't want to see a crappie get scaled and degutted and get ready so that we could eat them, then skip this part. I'll put the number where to skip to right up here. Okay, so I'm glad most of you folks stayed with me. And this is another thing that we're, having to do because of some of the stuff going on at YouTube. They have not yet targeted fishing, but I'm sure it's the very next thing. So yeah, we're gonna take these our crappie out. We're gonna make some of them whole, and we're gonna fillet a couple. All right, so I'm gonna show you all how I clean these smaller crappie. When I like to just scale these guys, and I use a steak knife. a real nice stiff steak knife. It's serrated just at the very front half of it, and it does a quick work of scaling that guy. I don't really go up in here on this little part. I know, you know, some people, and I did too back when I was a kid, you know, we would cut that head completely off of there, but all this up in here is just bone. So then I take my my cheapo fillet knife, and I just cut right behind the head right there, all the way through, separating him from his head. And then I'll come in right here, you guys can see that right there, and just split it the rest of the way. I don't have to touch the guts or anything. I just take my knife and just scrape them right out. Alright, so that one's ready to wash. These bigger ones, I usually just fillet these guys just like you would any other fish. Kind of cut them in that same spot. Come right up here on his backbone. Cut right through the pin bones. Come back down on top of the rib cage like that. Get a nice fillet. Everybody on YouTube says I suck at this, which may be true, but again, I haven't seen any of those people, I haven't seen any of their videos on how to fillet fish where they show themselves doing it any better than what I do. I get the job done. So these guys that we're leaving whole, we're just going to come in here right now and cut those right down to the bone in about 1-inch diagonal slices, kind of following this angle at the front. Then we're going to come back 90 degrees to that and cut them into little diamonds. And that will help this be able to just, once it's cooked, you'll be able to take those diamonds right off of the backbone with your fork without having to get into picking most of the bones. So we'll just finish the rest, and that also gives a great place for your seasoning, or even if you're going to fry them, for your batter to go. You guys just seen me use that Bubba blade. This one's a little large for doing crappie. This is like the 9-inch, but they do make a 7-inch. This is up on our Amazon store right now. Go check that out. This thing is made in the USA. It's like 404 stainless. It's got a Teflon coated blade on it. Really nice, no slip grip, and it comes razor sharp and stays razor sharp. So go check it out, the Bubba blade. They make it 2 or 3 different sizes of them. Alright folks, you saw the catching, the cleaning part. Now we're going to do the cook. So, you know, we could just fry these up, and that's really my favorite way to eat crappie. But today we're going to do my second favorite way, which is we're going to do some roast veggies in a Dutch oven, and then we're going to bake those fish right on top of the veg. Go back, I'll leave you a link, maybe end screen or whatever. This is kind of how we do shore lunch, but this will be a little more complicated with a few more ingredients. Okay, we're going to start out with our mixed veggies. We got a sweet onion, some celery, 1 carrot, a couple of small red potatoes, and what we did with those, we pre-blanched those red potatoes. We boiled them for 3 minutes, took them off the fire, put a lid on them, and let them set. And you know, if you're going to try to do this for shore lunch, then that's going to help you out big time to make sure your potatoes are actually done when this whole dish is done, without cooking everything else to death. What I did there is, you guys know me and potatoes and this kind of a deal. I love a squeeze of lime on that. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of black pepper in, a good squirt of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and turn those veg in that olive oil, and that will help everything stick to them. So just get them all nice and coated. That'll also keep them from sticking in the Dutch oven. A little bit of our Seminole Swamp seasoning. Adds a fair amount of salt. We did put some kosher
sea salt in this before we started here. So that's pretty much it. We already got the Dutch oven heating up, and we're going to put this mixed in first. So we preheated the Dutch oven over some coals, and we're just going to go ahead and dump this whole thing in here. If you don't preheat your Dutch oven, then you know those cold veg are just going to take all the heat right out of it, and it's going to take a while to recover. We got whole cloves of garlic in there, 2 of those, 4 or 5 small red potatoes, two sticks of celery, 1 carrot. Put whatever you want. Trick is, you know, put it into a hot Dutch oven. You see how much that's taking the heat out of it already. Okay, got her stacked up of coals. That first round of veg inside. We're using lump charcoal today. Been fighting it a little bit. Humidity is very high, and it hasn't been easy keeping it up to heat. So that's why there's so much on top. Alright guys, I was out here, I was in the office editing, and I kind of let the first batch go a little bit too far, but anyway, next layer, mushrooms and asparagus. So go ahead and get that in there. It's finally got up to a nice heat. I'm having trouble with this thing all day. So now it'll go pretty quick. So you've seen us get these fish ready earlier. I'm going to go ahead and hit them with some Seminole Swamp on both sides. You know, they have these little you know, X's cut in them, so if you want to, you can like bend them a little bit like that, and that some of that season will go down in those cracks. But what we also have here is some of our Sriracha Butter, and you know, it's kind of a just butter and Sriracha sauce mixed together. So we're going to go ahead and smear them with a little bit of that. Throw them around in it. Smear it with a spoon. Help it get down in those cracks. It's pretty awesome for such a simple thing. You know, a couple tablespoons of butter, a couple, you know, a tablespoon of Sriracha sauce, and a little bit of salt, and it makes a wonderful sauce or mix or whatever. A little bit of black pepper, both sides, freshly ground of course, and then those guys are ready to go in the Dutch oven as soon as we put in our last layer of veg. Okay folks, final step. About 10 minutes on those shrooms and asparagus. Our last veg item is some zucchini, and that takes like 0 time to cook, and so we're just going to go ahead and lay in our crappies right over top. And that's going to steam in all that yummy goodness and cook from the top in this coal. There we go. We'll be eating in a bit. "15 minutes. Go in and take a look. Yep. Yeah, you can't turn these once you put them in, so they're getting really tender. We don't want to overcook them and get them all dry. So they're getting very, very close, and we're keeping that top lid turning. Alright, so this is going to be done right now. You see those beautiful fish down there. We're just going to give them a little squeeze of lime right over the whole dish. We're going to take this off and plate it up. Alright guys, catch, clean and cook. come in here and get one of our beautifully baked crappies, whole crappie there, and some of our roasted vegetables. You know, we got potato, leek, mushrooms, you know, all your real savory type of veg with that. And you know, just don't need a lot for garnish. We just put a little bit of cilantro right there. Final garnish on the plate, just a little twist of lime right there. There you go. Catch, clean, and cook crappie. One of my favorite freshwater fishes of all. So if you remember back in the cleaning step when we were doing that cut down to the bone on these whole fish, that's about a way you can you know, eat this fish without picking, you know, sitting there picking all the bones if you do that process. So that's mostly just, you know, lift it off with the fork. You got your fork. All right, you can just lift those squares right up. Awesome.
Hey, thanks for watching the Backwoods Gourmet. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button right over there. To see our last video, check it out right up here. And for a whole playlist, how to cook fish and seafood outdoors, check it out right up here. We'll see you next time.